Hello everybody and welcome back. Good to talk to all of you again today, and today we are going to take a look at some of the updates that have been posted on the World of Warships development blog with regards to the Kronshtadt and the US cruiser split. So first up, let's talk about the Kronshtadt, because the news for this one is relatively small, right? So the HP pool that I talked about in the last video as being, pretty darn big has been decreased significantly. The Kronshtadt now has 59,800 hit points, at least that's what they're thinking. And I have kind of mixed feelings about this. Like, one, I would say, yeah, I can understand why it's gone from 82,300, which was a lot of HP, mind you, because you essentially had a cruiser with, like, battleship levels of HP. And that was a little bit maybe too high, but 59,800 I feel like might be a little bit too low. And the reason I say this is because, one, the Kronshtadt is pretty damn big. I mean, this is a big ship. And I sort of made a mention that with the armor profile that this ship had, which was 25mm armor everywhere, which means that she was going to get overmatched by every large battleship, that, the HP pool kind of made sense. The original HP pool at 82,300 kind of made sense, but yes, was a little bit high. But at the same time now, 59,800 kind of feels a little bit on the low side. So, I don't know, hopefully eventually this number kind of moves maybe a little bit more in between those two values, because this ship is kind of going to need a larger HP pool, because if she sticks with her current revised number and her 25mm everywhere armor, yikes, is this ship going to get beat on by battleships. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the Kronshtadt, just kind of one of the changes that they've made. But of course, more importantly today, let's take a look at those US cruiser changes, because there's some interesting stuff happening there. Alright, so first up, let's take a look at the Pensacola, because she's the ship that's being moved from Tier 7 down to 6, right, and replacing the Cleveland. So a couple sort of things to pay attention to. One of them is the current detectability, right? So for the ship right now, her current surface detectability is 12.8, and that's okay. I mean, the change was made to make the Pensacola a little bit better, but they've decided to kind of revert that change. So in this iteration of the Pensacola down at Tier 6, surface detectability increases to like 14.16 kilometers, and oh boy, this just brings back a lot of very bad memories of the old Pensacola, where she used to be the minute she was spotted, everybody shot at her because she was that easy to dev strike, easy to delete target. And now they've kind of gone back to that again. I'm not really sure why, because, I mean, okay, I can understand, yes, she's a heavy cruiser, yes, she's bringing 203mm guns, but good lord, 14.16, when you're running to ships like Arizona, Fusos, New Mexico's, just not ideal. I mean, and of course now the Normandy as well. I mean, this just makes the Pensacola, I think, kind of revert to that old super vulnerable, easier to delete state, which is not a good state. So I'm very iffy about this particular change. The other thing, of course, is also they're going to make it so that the current upgraded 203mm guns are not going to be available. She's going to be basically with her stock armament. Almost, when I was looking at this, I'm like, part of me wonders if what they're going to do is similar to what they were doing with those Japanese battleships, where to get one tier down, they just simply went to the stock version of that ship, and I'm wondering if that's kind of their mentality right now. Not the biggest fan of this particular change. Okay, so the other change is the Cleveland moving up to Tier 8. And so currently under the placeholder name Columbia, and what they've done is, well, they've sort of gone a little bit in the direction of sort of the Royal Navy-like cruiser line in terms of direction, so higher stealth, sort of better concealment. Of course, the US line being different than the UK line because no smoke and not AP only, right? There's obviously going to be HE ammo here. But rapid-fire guns, good turret traverse, stealthiest ships, right? So that's kind of going to be I think the US light cruiser thing. So if you take a look at the most recently announced changes, the first thing you'll notice is that the new upgraded Tier 8 Cleveland is only going to have the current upgraded turrets. Take a look at the turret rotation. Speed is going to increase to 10 degrees a second, so very, very fast turret traverse. Reload time drops from 8 seconds to 7 seconds. So again, playstyle in terms of the guns might be a little bit more UK light cruiser-like. You know, very good turret traverse, very good rate of fire. Ship detectability has been decreased from 13.4 down to 11.88, which again, if you factor in concealment expert on top of that and the concealment module, this ship is going to have sub 10 kilometer detectability. Very, very stealthy. Potentially can catch destroyers by surprise, which, you know, could be interesting, especially because they did say that there's going to be a radar on these ships, so it could be one of those surprise destroyers. And of course, with the Cleveland's firepower along with HE, destroyers can get wrecked very, very quickly. Now, obviously, as she's now a tier 8, they're going to have to do something else to make her a little bit more competitive. So it seems like they're going to adjust the HP. They've also adjusted the armor, right? They've said that. But the other major change seems to be that they're going to adjust the hulls, right? So the current A hull, which is a little bit weak on the A, for example, is going to be completely removed. It's going to get the current B hull. It's going to become the A hull, so the A is going to be alright. And then there's going to be a new B hull. So if you take a look at the A and you compare them, the new B hull has a lot stronger 20mm, right? 140 versus only 47 right now. It's going to have some new Bofors, 40mm Bofors, adding another 64 DPS there, compared to right now only 68. And of course the 127 stay the same. So think about it, the new Cleveland of the future is going to be high stealth, right? Good rate of fire, HE firing, good AA. Could potentially be, in a way, very similar to maybe the Minotaur down at tier 8. Radar Minotaur, not Smoke Minotaur. So that might be what you're looking at. Which, again, if CVs stay exactly the same, this could become very, very, very annoying. So we'll have to see how that goes. But all in all, you know, the tier 8 Cleveland looks to be... It looks like it's going to be a respectable, fun, maybe interesting ship as well. So we'll have to see how she ends up. But for now, at least this one looks kind of promising. As for some of the other cruisers right now, like the Baltimore, the New Orleans, we don't really have any new updated data for that. Personally, for me, out of all the ships, the Buffalo is the one I look forward to the most, because this ship has the potential to be a really beastly tier 9 cruiser. Namely because she's going to be the only 203mm armed heavy cruiser at tier 9 that's going to be packing 12 gun broadsides. If you look at every other tier 9 in the game, the only one with 12 guns of heavy cruiser-ish caliber is going to be Dmitry Donskoy, and that's only 180mm. So Buffalo, I think, has the potential to be a very, very strong ship. And of course, it's definitely going to be stronger than the Baltimore of today. One might notice that, yeah, the firing range looks like a little bit lacking at only 14.1, but remember, this is stock modules with no other upgrades, right? And if you look at the Baltimore, her stock FCS only gives her like 14.39, I think, kilometer range. And if you upgrade that with the upgraded FCS and the upgraded, the actual upgrade modifier, the Baltimore can reach like 18 point something. So not really worried about the range right there. But to me, a 12 gun 203mm heavy cruiser at tier 9, oof, you know, that's exciting. So looking forward definitely to the ship, although we will have to obviously wait to see what other updates we have for this particular ship. So far, I mean, that's all we really know about the US cruisers. The Pensacola seems like it's heading towards disappointment territory, because it's kind of going back to the old Pensacola, which most of us who played it back then really, really dreaded. But the Cleveland looks like it's heading in the right direction to be something quite interesting as the new tier 8 light cruiser. So yeah, folks, I mean, that's all I have for you today. I mean, of course, if there's any updated information coming out, I will of course pass it along. But so far, that seems to be, you know, everything that we have and everything that we know. And I'm looking forward to seeing what other changes happen. So anyways, today is a bit of a short video. So folks, take care of yourselves, and until next time, have fun. And I'll talk to all of you again soon.